Hey everybody, it's GauntletX and welcome back to some more Magic Arena. Today we're going to be playing another quick draft of Magic Foundations, the latest core set on Arena. The latest core set in Magic, it'll be around for a few more years. And in terms of being draftable on Arena, this will be sticking around a little bit longer than the Artifact Mixer drafts. So we're going to do a couple more of these so you can check them out. Without further ado, let's get into the pack one pick one here where we have a couple pretty sweet options. Thousand Year Storm is fun, but it is very, very slow and very narrow for draft, so I really don't recommend that. But we do have Dragon Trainer, which is just a bunch of great stats for the cost, a 4/4 flyer and a 1/1 for 5. Or there's Refute, which is just an excellent counter spell, being able to counter something and set up your draws. I think these two are far and away the best cards in the pack, and I have drafted blue so many times, I'm going to go for the Dragon Trainer, although Refute might be a tiny bit better. It's a very close pick between those two cards in power level, so I'll lean red, because I'm feeling more red today. For pick number 2, we've got Healer's Hawk, which is a great one-drop, great aggressive card for the white decks. The Big Fin Bouncer has an excellent enter the battlefield effect for tempo. The Burglar Rat and the Infestation Sage are great, cheap, expendable black creatures, and black has a lot of ways to sacrifice creatures for value, so these two cards go really far. I think those are the best options, the Hawk, the Bouncer, the Rat, and the Sage. But Wildwood Scourge and Meteor Golem are reasonable finishers. I think, again, Big Fin Bouncer's probably the strongest of these, but they're pretty close, so I'm going to go in some directions we haven't played as much. Let's grab the Healer's Hawk, maybe get some Boros aggro going on. Pick 3. Blue is truly just too good in this set. I think Uncharted Voyage is the best card here by a big chunk. Sower of Chaos is okay if we want to just stick to what we're doing. Being able to shut off those blockers in the late game can get your last few points of damage in pretty well. So I think Sower of Chaos is the best red or white card in this pack. But the pick order in terms of just raw power level is probably Uncharted Voyage, followed by maybe even Soul Shackled Zombie ahead of the Sower of Chaos, but they're not insanely far off. They are all common. I'm playing something different today. I'm not getting pushed into blue. I hate quick drafts. Sometimes I will do everything I can not to draft blue 6 times in a row or whatever, and then I'll just get past Faebloom Trick pick 4, just being miles ahead of everything else in this pack. There's genuinely no reasonable argument whatsoever to take anything other than Faebloom Trick out of this pack. And that's too bad. I'm not being reasonable today. I'm grabbing Evolving Wilds. I'm so tired of playing blue every draft. Could have been blue-red Balmor the deck. Ay, ay, ay. There's nothing in white here. We do have a Hungry Ghoul for a great black spell. Pick number 6. There's Luminous Rebuke for great removal. Heraldic Banner is also pretty interesting, buffing the board and giving you mana ramp. Pick number 7, Hidatsuka's Second Right's very funny if you can get the kill off of it, but it's also very narrow, so I don't recommend trying to get the kill off that. I like the green cards here better than the red. I think the Beastkin Ranger might actually be the best. 3 mana for a 3/3 Trample, plus you get extra damage with it. It's pretty good in the middle of your curve, whereas the Scourge, there's not a million +1/+1 counter cards, so it's often just kind of slightly overcosted, 4 mana 3/3, 5 mana 4/4. 6 mana 5/5 and so on with no other stats, but this one trampling plus 3 mana 3/3. I feel like the Ranger's actually just better. Pick number 8, you have to be kidding me. Pick 8 Refute, infinitely better than the rest of the pack. Now there's not even something I would play if I don't play blue. Pick 9 Refute. Entering my Zen space. This is ridiculous. And Strix Lookout. Incredibly late too. Pack 2, pick 1. What do we see here? An excellent white rare. Celestial Armor. You can flash this in, attach to one of your creatures, give it indestructible, save it from any removal because it's hexproof and indestructible, or have it win any combat. and then you leave behind the flying threat later. You can keep moving this around, giving other things flying. Celestial Armor is a busted card that is worth pivoting off of the red here and pushing deep into white instead. And here's a Banishing Light for an excellent white removal spell that we can add to the party. Pack 2, pick 3. This is just the way of the world. We have to draft blue every single time I play the set. Empyrean Eagle into a second copy of Empyrean Eagle. Into a Micromancer. I mean, you can't. I feel like I've said this 2 other times in a row, but you can't say I didn't try to not play blue. This is just ridiculous, frankly. The pick rates in these quick drafts that I've ran up against. Like, they are just not taking good blue, but taking everything else. Okay. I don't think there's a lot of good 1-mana instants or sorceries for Micromancer in blue-white in particular, so I actually think Big Fin Bouncer is stronger. And we have to end up running just the 1 mana, give a creature -1/-0 and draw a card spell. I mean, like, this is ridiculous. Triple Micromancer is incredible for any non-white blue deck. So, like, blue is just so absurdly open overall. Just think twice. That's a great one. Mocking Sprite, I guess. We're doing the flying things. Double Empyrean Eagle. Icewind Elemental's fine when we're doing the flying thing. And we see what we get in pack number 3. We're hoping for some 2-mana creatures. Some cheap stuff. We did open a great blue rare. Draws us a card every time I cast an instant or sorcery. We'll absolutely take it, even though it is higher on the curve and we're looking for cheaper stuff. Pick 2. I guess Divine Resilience is a card we can grab off of the Micromancer. Give something indestructible till end of turn and save it from something. Yeah, I want to make sure that this Micromancer is pretty playable, so we'll grab the Divine Resilience there. Now we'll grab a Luminous Rebuke for more removal. Pick 4, there's another Strix Lookout to get us another 2-mana play. Pick number 5, Witness Protection is usually not the greatest, but if we're running mostly flyers, just being able to get something out of the sky, get it onto the ground, even if they do leave a 1/1 behind, is going to be reasonable. Might end up cutting it by the end because we do have some other removal like Double Rebuke and Banishing Light, but I think it's still the most likely card. Triple Empyrean Eagle. I feel like this was a triple Empyrean Eagle, like triple Balmor draft pod. I don't know what is happening. Take a Brineborn Cutthroat. That's good with our triple Refute, double Rebuke, stuff like that. And we need more 2-mana plays, ideally. Another Witness Protection. Probably won't play it, but I'm definitely not playing anything else in this pack. Pick number 9, we can play a Fleeting Distraction, that way we have a backup 1-drop for Micromancer. So if we've already drawn Divine Resilience, we still draw a card off of Micromancer, even if it's not a great card. The activated ability on that white creature is actually pretty good. I just think I'm too clumped on 4-mana cards anyway. Okay, let's build this blue-white Flyers deck. We're on 46 cards right now. Potential cuts. Might just cut all of these because I want to run the 1-drops for Micromancer. And then Refutes are really good, Rebuke's really good, Celestial Armor's really good, Banishing Light's really good, Think Twice is really good, so we just don't really have room for those. 16 creatures. I don't want to cut too many creatures either, so we may have to cut more non-creature cards. I mean, what if I just drop the Micromancer package? Because honestly, our Micromancer package here is not very strong. It's a Fleeting Distraction and a Divine Resilience. The best Micromancer packages have removal in them, like a Burst Lightning or a Stab or something. This would be okay, but just not exciting. Yeah, I think that's the simplest way to cut things here. We drop the Micromancer package. Call it a deck there. We do need to check our mana. We've got 18 blue and only 8 white, so we definitely lean heavy on blue. Go 9/7 with an Evolving Wilds for either. All right, call it a deck there. Hop into the gameplay and see how far this one can take us. Here we are on the play for game number 1. It's a very interactive hand. Rebuke their first card and bounce their next one. Whenever we find the second blue, we've got Refute up as well. Playing against a green deck. Awkwardly, we've drawn triple planes before the second island. There's Gnarlid Colony. There's the second island. Beautiful. They're stuck on Forest, no land 4. These are both really strong cards. I'm going to play Icewind Elemental next turn, so I don't need the Light Shell duo yet. I mean, I'm not going to play Celestial Armor either. I guess it really doesn't matter the order, because I'm just going to tap out for Icewind Elemental regardless. There's their Evolving Wilds for their third land. Great draw for them. They can grab whatever color they're missing. I think at this rate, we're discarding Refute because they're stuck on mana. We have multiple creatures on board. We want to just play to the board and keep pushing damage here. So we're unlikely to just pass holding up mana anytime soon. Banishing Light the duo. Play another duo here. Mill both of those. We've got to think twice to flashback now. Ambush Wolf for 4/2 and exile our think twice. Very cute. They choose to exile Luminous Rebuke though. Okay. That is super fine. I think here I'd rather think twice. Hold up Refute or Celestial Armor. Get my extra point of damage in. Although they're at 7 and I could just Big Fin Bouncer since I hit a land. Yeah, let's Big Fin Bouncer. I think the only thing we really lose to here is Day of Judgment. Which would be pretty unlikely. Foundations is a big set, and that's a rare. Bite down, sure. Got 6 power on the board, but all we gotta do is Celestial Armor, jump into the sky. And that's lethal. That will be a 1-0 heading into game 2. Quick adjustment to the deck between rounds. I am going to cut one more planes for one more island. We are very low on white spells. And an opening hand like that one that was triple planes, single island, that can be really awkward for us. All right, here we are on the draw for game number 2. I seem to recall cutting an additional planes, and we've drawn the exact same triple planes, one island hand. It is what it is. Let's see if they have a combat trick. They do. They spend a full removal spell to stop us from eating the immolator there. Well, not eating it, but trading with it. Okay. Mocking Sprite. I'll trade into a combat trick. I will happily trade into a Giant Growth or a Sure Strike. I guess they could like Burst Lightning our face, but then we're still basically trading into a removal spell. Ah, Thrill of Possibility. Yeah, I always forget that's in this set. Thrill of Possibility is like the one card that's kind of bad to block against. You want to trade or do you want to recast it? They want to trade. All right, goodbye, Emulator. Krenko, Mob Boss. Card will single-handedly crush us really quickly. We do not have any removal in this opener. So this makes a 1/1 goblin for each goblin you control every time they tap it. So they get 1 goblin, next turn they get 2, then they get 4. It will kill us really, really quickly, especially with a Beastkin Ranger getting buffed every time those goblin tokens enter too. So that is incredibly scary. Tiniest chance in the world we outrace them in the sky thanks to like Empyrean Eagle here. I think I take the Icewind Elemental. Do I actually take Healer's Hawk first? Is the play like Healer's Hawk plus Celestial Armor up the duo? I think the play is Healer's Hawk first. In which case, actually mill the Elemental, looking for removal instead of it. I mean, what is the math going to be here? If they have no removal, next turn hit them for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I don't need a 4th flyer at that point, especially with the Healer's Hawk out too. Yeah. I think they might still outrace us though, because the Beastkin Ranger buffs. It's going to be really close. Yeah, I mean, they definitely are because of the... Ah, and the Reach Death Toucher? Gross. But yeah, next turn the Beastkin Ranger is going to attack as like... God, like 9 power or something? Maybe I have to trade Duo off here? Oh... Okay, well now that the Trampler is out of here, it's a very different back and forth. And then I kind of wish I left the 3/4 flyer on top. I should have thought more about what blocking was going to look like and the fact that I probably would have to trade my 3/4 off there. Rather than being able to crack back with it. A second Snare Spinner? Oh, that card is so good against blue-white flyers. That's disgusting. Ooh, Vanishing Light is also disgusting. We're at 15 life. We gain 2 here because I don't have the mana to re-equip. I'm at 17. Take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh my god. Oh my god, we might get there. Oh, right, and the Lookout has Vigilance. Yeah, that's... If they draw land here, that's game. Elfsworn Giant. A reach creature! Oh, God. So they have the block to not die on the crackback, and I'm definitely dead in 2 swings. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Come on, top deck. Run it back. Double up. That doesn't do anything. 7 life here. Gain 2, and I'm at essentially 9. Blocking 4 creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's still 14 creatures hitting me. Yeah, Crinkle will do that to you. We got so much closer than I thought we would. I don't think we have anything we can draw here. I could draw a Big Fin Bouncer off of the Strix Lookout, but then I only hit for 6 because the Lookout is tapped. If I draw one of my Luminous Rebukes off of it, I can't afford it anyway. So yeah, I don't have any outs then. If I had one more land, I could theoretically attack all and then Lookout pre-blocks, trying to hit the instant speed removal, but it's 5 mana removal, so that doesn't work. Okay. Refute. And that definitely doesn't work. So close. I'm surprised we got as close as we did. Probably would have won that game then if we hadn't played into the Tormenting Voice early. Or not Tormenting Voice, the Thrill of Possibility instant speed card draw, that 8R1 creature earlier. Dang. 1-1 heading into game number 3. Here we are now on the play for game number 3. Don't really play any creatures until 4 mana, but other than that, the hand looks very strong. Playing against a blue-white deck. Turn 2, Strix Lookout welcomes. Well, there's an Empyrean Eagle for us. Get a creature on this board. Erudite Wizard. That's a fun combo with the Strix Lookout, because it'll keep getting bigger. I'm not going to play a Celestial Armor if I don't cast Refute here, so should I just Banishing Light? No. I should probably just Strix Lookout with Empyrean Eagle down. Green-white dual land for our opponent for the splash. And then there's a Banishing Light on our Empyrean Eagle. We'll Banishing Light the Banishing Light. Could also play Big Fin Bouncer first. But this gets the damage in immediately. Hopeful Hunter is very cute with the Wizard. Just a great card in general. The opposite of the Burglar Rat. 2 mana 1/1 draw a card. 2 mana 1/1 your opponent discards a card. They're both great cards. felling blow the Empyrean Eagle. Gets another counter onto the wizard permanently, and kills the eagle. Sadness. Big Fin bounce that wizard, get rid of all its counters. And pass. Another Strix Lookout, and a Squad Rallier is the play. Missing a few lands here. Should we just run out the Mocking Sprite? Probably just run out the Mocking Sprite, but I suppose there's some blocks they could make that would make Celestial Armor very good here. That's fine. Mocking Sprite it is. And that reduces the Luminous Rebuke's cost to where we can actually cast that soon. A Squad Rallier activation and a miss from our opponent. Send in some pokes. Put us to 10. Can play a Celestial Armor here and still have her feud up. Fortunately, I cannot Celestial Armor and Luminous Rebuke. Alright, that was a very good combat for us. Clear out all of their flyers. There's Erudite Wizard. Helpful Hunter. Bunch of stuff on the ground. We could move our equipment over and send the Big Fin Bouncer into the sky as well. Hit for 5, 6, 7, 8. Not quite lethal yet, but some really good damage. We've got a 2-turn kill pretty locked in here. I think we just hit for 5, pass, and then move and go for lethal. That way we have Rebuke and Refute up. And I might just rebuke the Squad Rallier while it's tapped immediately. It's probably better. And then we've got to refute up to make sure that we still have enough damage to kill them next turn. We just need to put the equipment onto the bouncer, and that's a 5 power flyer. We have a 5 power flyer, 2 power flyer, and a 1 power flyer. Leyline Axe, Double Strike and Trample. If they equip that onto Erudite Wizard, that is a 4 power Double Strike Trampler. Yeah, that will be enough damage that I'll have to at least chump. I'm doing the math there because I'm like, if that's not enough to kill us, then we need to not cast the counterspell in case they also have a 3 mana or less removal spell in their hand. But that's enough to at least force us into a block that makes it so we don't have lethal on the crackback. Alright, Erudite Wizard, another non-flyer, and that will be game. That is now 2-1, heading into game number 4. Alright, here we are on the play for game number 4. If I can be really patient and wait to play any Think Twices until Archmage is out, we turn Think Twice into a draw 4 instead of a draw 2. So that would be fun. Our opponent starts with Spectral Sailor, which is an excellent card. Can draw them cards for 4 mana apiece, so it's a great mana sink. Fleeting Distraction, sure. So they don't take any damage this turn. Thrill of Possibility, discard a card, draw 2. Oh, and they still miss lands, jeez. Draw and discard. Empyrean Eagle. Well, this is a really good turn then. Pre-combat Empyrean Eagle for the buff, and then drop a Healer Sock as well. There's a Mocking Sprite for a 2/1 flyer. They could double block Empyrean Eagle to kill it, everybody else gets in. Honestly, I think that's pretty fine, but I'm also a huge fan of this Eagle, so I don't think I'm gonna allow that trade. Goblin Negotiation, the Empyrean Eagle, fair enough. That is an absurd draw. Oh my god, not gonna have a refute up as well thanks to the Archmage? Gross. They're over it. That was a really, really gross collection of cards for us, and they missed a land or two there early. So just a rough game for our opponent. We are 3-1, heading into game number 5. Here we are on the draw for game number 4. This hand needs to draw lands. But if it does, it is very good. Opponent starts with Infestation Sage. Into Helpful Hunter. This is an incredible start. 2 very expendable cheap creatures, great for some black-white sack nonsense. Go to 17. And a Prideful Parent is the play. Downside of being on the draw here, we don't have the counterspell for that in time. Mocking Sprite is genuinely awful on this board because it's just a bunch of 1/1s. This is a very bad matchup for 1 toughness cards. Gold Vein Pick. Honestly, I think I have to counter anything they cast because turn 4 I have to play Duo, turn 5 I have to play Archmage. Ditch the Mocking Sprite because it is awful on this board. Black and white have like the most removal spells out of all the colors, so I'm very concerned our big chunky blockers are just going to die before they get to declare any blocks, but we'll see. Banishing Light is a good draw. Healer's Lock is also reasonable. I mean, being only 1 toughness is kind of rough. Should probably ditch it. Yep, Luminous Rebuke. Take it. Archmage. I guess if I chose to draw Healer's Lock here, I could play Healer's Lock and hold up Celestial Armor, but then they just wouldn't cast a removal spell at that point. They would just attack into it. Then I would like block and try to armor. If they had removal, they would then cast it. Just does not seem like it would work. Can I survive? 2 life here. If we draw like a Big Fin Bouncer or something, Refute is not a Big Fin Bouncer. Technically, I only need to kill 1 more creature, play 1 more blocker here, so Banishing Light. Banishing Light Felidar Savior is on board enough to live 1 more turn. So I do have the mana to think twice, or I could actually Banishing Light and hold up Refute. It's probably better. That's really awkward, because if I don't refute it, then they can just pull out the refute and cast whatever's going to kill me. But if I do refute it, then I don't have refute to cast on whatever's going to kill me. So I think I just have to refute either way. Because at least I draw the extra card by doing it this way. Let's see what their second card is, which, because they had Pilfer, would guaranteed get through no matter what. Infernal Vessel, yeah, it's a good one. It comes back when it dies. Okay. 3 mana for Celestial Armor, so I can cast Empyrean Eagle and hold up Celestial Armor. Then cast Think Twice if I don't have to play it. Vampire Soul Caller, another 2 creatures because it's a flyer and it picks up another creature from their grave. Which is going to be the Prideful Parent for 2 more creatures. All they need is to find a wider board state than us, and they are quickly heading that way. Another Empyrean Eagle and an Icewind Elemental. And another Empyrean Eagle? Okay, I just need 3 blockers? What if I just go cast Eagle here? To have 4 blockers, so even if they top deck removal, I'm alive. I either play 2 eagles or I play 1 and an armor. I think it's better to play 2 eagles here. Because then they're dead on the crackback, right? Wait, 12 plus... This gets +3/+3, so 6, 7, 8. Wait, let me do the math. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus 3, plus 8. So 12 plus 8. This is going to be embarrassing if I did the math wrong, but... Oh, they have an instant in their hand? Well, shoot. There's that too. I should have probably played around removal in hand here. Can I even play around removal in hand at this point? I play one more creature, I have 5. No, at this point, because I cast the armor, there's no other option but to just try. Okay, they were playing full control mode. They were trying to trick me. Thank goodness. Whew. Crazy. Crazy game. I can't believe we won that in the end. Drawing the triple Empyrean Eagle is brutal. That's crazy. Crazy work against our opponent there. Good stuff from the Arena Shuffler. Yeah, if I wanted to play around removal there, it's just playing it defensively again. Probably playing Light Shell Duo and just holding on to Celestial Armor. So I have 5 blockers up against 5 attackers, plus the Celestial Armor to counter their removal spell. Oh my god. Took them from 20 to 0 in one swing thanks to Triple Eagle. Crazy work. That is 4-1 heading into game number 6. Okay, here we are on the play for game number 6, looking for some planes. But any lands will get us to a Big Fin Bouncer and a Light Shell Duo, which are great 4-mana plays. So realistically, we draw any lands and we're in a good spot, and the Strix Lookout can help us dig for those lands. Sunblessed Healer. Lifelinker to start our opponent off. Much as I would love to hold the block up, I think I have to activate it now so that if I do have a land on top, I don't miss my land drop for turn. We do have a land on top. Let's get rid of Rebuke here. I think the weakest of the white spells. Inspiring Paladin, that 3/3 first striker. Super hard to block that. Banishing Light, another white spell as the draw, so we're going to take 6 here. It's pretty rough. If we had hit land 4 on curve, we'd be in a really good spot casting a Big Fin Bouncer this turn. This is not ideal. Probably not going to have time to hold up a refute here. Whenever we hit that 4th land, we are tapping out for creatures every single turn. Yeah, they even buff their whole board up with the banner. Ouch. Oh, man. Come on, Arena. You got this. At this point, if I tap the Lookout, I'm going to 1 life at most, so I kind of have to just set up the double blockers and make sure something blocks the Sunblessed Healer here. That's a shame, but we had some really good luck in some earlier games, so had to catch up to us at some point. This game was just mega winnable if we had 4 mana on turn 4, but that is just not how it lined up, unfortunately. fashionably late. Now I can bounce the Seraph and chump block. Yeah, it's not going to happen. 4-2, heading into game number 7. Alright, another 2-lander here. So we could have pretty big issues if we don't draw lands like we did last game. This time we have the Think Twice trying to draw in some mana instead of the Owl digging. Okay, we have the Think Twice and the Owl looking for mana and failing to find for now. We do have both of our colors right off the bat at minimum, which is better. Oh, Lord have mercy. Don't end my run like this. Hungry Ghoul's a pretty strong card. Maybe I should just Rebuke the Ghoul right now over activating Rebuke. That's probably the play, but I guess I can do it during their turn. Stab my Lookout. Alright, well. At that point, I'm locked into not activating Lookout anyway, so we'll just kill the Ghoul right now so they couldn't have the fake your own death trick to save the Ghoul or something like that. Gutless Plunderer. Our opponent gets to set up their draws now. Look at the top 3, mill 2 of them and keep 1 on top. Mill a couple black cards, probably keeping a land on top. There is our land finally. And we can run out the Empyrean Eagle or Banishing Light, one of these tiny creatures. I'd rather run out the Empyrean Eagle or even cast a Think Twice. If I hit my second blue, I absolutely would have just held up Refute and then cast Think Twice, but because I can't do that, I think I'd rather put Empyrean Eagle onto the board than cast Think Twice. Oh. They draw a card when this Blood Witch dies now. High Society Hunter is a super busted card. So we're going to just Banishing Light that. Triple Plains before the second island is really rough. I am very glad that we adjusted the deck after our first game and changed it to like... what? 9-6 in Blue's favor? So 10-7 when you count Evolving Wilds. Another double blue card is the draw. Big Fin Bouncer's pretty good here. We give them another Plunder, but we get to trade into the 4-2 zombie. Be a fake your own death here. Yep. So they trigger again, which gives them an extra life loss off the Blight Priest. So we lose 3 instead. That is not... my second blue. So they're just full mono black, which is really cool. Got the downfall for the flyer. Go to 3. There's Gutless Plunderer. They just mill all 3. 4th Plains. Yikes, man. Find me the island, Light Shell Duo. Sort of. Tapped island is rough, though. It's gotta be better than a blind draw. But we need them to draw dead, because that means next turn we're doing nothing. We need them to blank on this draw step. I'm supposed to gamble on this. I've got 9 islands. I have 10 islands in the whole deck, but I already drew one of them. So it's an 11-7 split. There's 11 blue sources. There are 9 islands I could draw into out of 22. It's a weighted coin flip against me. I think I have to take Evolving Wilds. Oh my god, what a draw. I mean, we're just dead to that. They instantly drew the 3-power flyer. We had to keep the 4 toughness card for the Bright Priest, and then we don't have a play this turn. Gross. Really tragic ending to this draft. I think this deck could have easily gotten a 7-win run, but our last couple games had some really poor luck in the draws. And that'll happen to pretty much any deck. That's a big part of Magic, so 4-3 it will be. But as you could tell from the earlier record with this deck and the way that we lost those last couple games, I'm still really happy with the power level of the deck, and I think it was more than capable of a better run. Just didn't line up like that for us here. Maybe I should have mulliganed more aggressively, particularly in the second loss, where we did keep just double Island Strix, Lookout, and Prey. That could have been self-imposed based on mulligan decisions, but I think our last game, I think that was pretty keepable. I mean, a source of each color, think twice. I think that was pretty reasonable to keep on the draw there. But our second loss, probably a little too risky, probably should have been a mull. But yeah, overall, looking at the deck, I don't think there's really anything wrong with it. It's pretty excellent. It could have been even better, could have definitely gotten a 7-win run if I just started drafting blue from the get-go, which kind of feels like how these quick drafts have been. You're just supposed to force blue every time. With the way that the bots draft. But because I specifically wanted to try to show off other colors, I did nerf our deck a little bit from like a guaranteed 7-0 to a deck that I would expect to get maybe around 6-3, 7-2 on average, because we ended up with, a couple mocking sprites here. Maybe a tiny bit higher on the curve than you would want, like cut one of these duos. Cut these 3 cards for like another Healer's Hawk, maybe another good 2 or 3 mana blue flyer. And then I think the deck would be basically perfect. Yeah, it's really not far from it, even after pivoting on blue pretty late into the draft, which just goes to show how wildly open blue has been in our quick draft pots. But hey, is what it is. Still a positive record. Still a great deck. Still some fun games. That'll be 4-3 for the record today. But that is going to end today's video. As always, I'd like to thank my patrons and YouTube members for their support, as well as you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it and you're interested in seeing some more, you can always like, comment, and subscribe to tell the YouTube algorithm to send some more in your recommended feed. If you'd like to catch me live, you can check out the Twitch channel in the link in the description below. And if you'd like to support the channel directly, you can check out the Patreon link in the description below. But other than that, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more Magic Arena.